and the overall vision, and to try and make sure that we work together in bringing sustainable energy to Botswana and to the world. So with that, officially welcome. Thank you for being here. My name is Robbie Rob. I am the MC for today. Once again, if you do, if you haven't already heard me say this, we'd like to apologize profusely for the late start. We started late because of the late comers. You know who you are. Fortunately for you, we are in Botswana and it's a Friday, so it's fine. We understand. But thank you for being here. You will find that the program will be swift, and certainly the idea is not to waste your time. So any saving of the lost time that we can do, we will do so starting right now. The presenters and or those who are responsible for giving us some addresses today, I will introduce one at a time. The first one happens to be the Apex Solar and Apex Hub CEO, Mr. Umesh Luna. Please give him a round of applause. You know, Umesh, I was just thinking, when Mr. Kinosi was doing his presentation, first of all, I wished I could have been there, just doing the directional thing from the aeroplane, but I also thought, let's sell these guys some directional LED solar-powered lights with the arrows that show us the fire exit. How about that? Huh? I think, because I just got lost. Did anyone actually know where he meant we're supposed to go if there is a fire? I got totally lost there, and the arrows would help. So, Mr. Kinosi, can we send you a quote? Solar power, yes? Yeah.
I will listen with my
You'll talk to management. Fine, deal. No problem.
Yes,
So,
normally we are the team that we are in today,
yes.
like Mario, they don't get to compromise in terms of stability.
No, absolutely.
So what happens is, whatever we can bring to them or as suggestions, they will look into it and see if that will be much of a help to.
We're going to put it in the suggestion box. Solar powered directional LED lights. Okay, so Mr. Luna, all yours. Round of applause, please, once again for the CEO, Umesh Luna.
Thank you so much. Happy morning. Thank you once again. I'm sorry for starting late. So I think most of you, know, I think me and FX both as a brand. We, are known to, previously known as we sell fat cakes, meaning we always, want to do something with property and where we can create value for everyone through property and investments. And we saw little bit from far that solar is coming and solar is soon going to, impact with property investment and is going to, enhance people's returns and value proposition. So that's one of our reasons to be sort of, venturing out of property. Because in Botswana, as you will appreciate, the market is small, so we're always looking as an entrepreneurs that how do we grow and where do we grow, and we saw that a bit of a green light coming out of solar, and that's one of the reasons that we ventured into solar. And one of the biggest pain point has been the access to the right products and the solutions locally. Everyone has been previously or so far has been using supply chain out of Botswana. So after sales has been a big pain point, warranty, backup, all has been bigger issues. So we saw that as an opportunity that how we can help people, build trust in solar and in the solutions. And luckily we found a partner who even share the same vision with the tagline that we building the trust in solar. So we saw this fitting very well in terms of our vision and value proposition that, we just trying to create a solution, for solar, with the right partners, where after sales warranties and more financial modeling with the property, we can bring that bridge and help. So that's basically our vision. We only started, solar late December 2019. are a company 100% city owned, so we tick all the CE, points. So far, we are a startup, because we started when there was a COVID, couldn't do much, but luckily we managed to do a few projects with the support of the local market. So we positioning ourselves, to be the distributor and a wholesaler for solar equipment with the capability of improving customer experience. Sorry, the next slide. Yeah, so these are some of the few projects we have currently done in this space. We have participated in transmission lines for BBC. We have done 2 government schools, 50 kilowatt, which are off-grid schools, just completed last month only. So we have a sort of a startup, a few experience. And this is our value proposition that which we want to create as a solution. We want to offer solutions in solar way, they could be, we can come up with a capex model with a zero investment, so those who still don't trust that solar can work, so we are willing to put the money in the game so that, there's less risk for the customer, increase, valuation of your properties. Eventually, the property valuations models will become hybrid models so that, the return on solar can be passed to that, which eventually then, helps multiply your savings, multiply your building your wealth a little faster. And in the booking about solar, immediately, you start saving from BPC. BPC tariffs is a game which keeps going up all the time because of, the just general how economics works. So this is, helping you to reduce your bills on PPC. In terms of load shedding, business continuity, slide it. And then guarding you from, load shedding and zero downtime. So, even myself, I had my own doubts in solar that can this panel really help us, So luckily, so far, we've been like 3 months, our projects have been up and we haven't had any downtime, So indeed, even in the local climate, it does work. It can make a difference, in Botswana. So that's where we come from, and we're looking forward, to engaging you, understanding your pain points, so that we can create solutions accordingly. So thank you so much for taking valuable time. We are having our partners here from Jinko Solar, which has traveled all the way, from far in COVID, and some has even taken 3 hours flight, 11 hours flight. So we really appreciate that they have taken, so much interest in Botswana to come and help us build capacity, engage with you so that we can serve you better. So thank you so much. I'd like to request Jinko team to come and, help us in taking this program further. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was the CEO, Mr. Umesh Luna. So we're going to move right along and do the first presentation, which is a Jinko Solar presentation. And with that, I'd like to invite one of our guests from outside the country who's traveled specifically for this event. So I will call on stage or up to the podium, Millicent Chigamba. Please come up. Millicent, give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Please say nice things. Be nice to us. Seduce us. We are ready.
Thanks so much, MC. I'll try to be as nice as I can be. Thank you. So I would like to welcome everybody to this event, and thank you so much for making time to be with us here. It's more importantly, I would want to thank. And more importantly, I would want to thank Apex Solar team for being our official distributor here in Botswana, and also for the support that they've shown us in organizing this event. I think the future light looks bright for us. The sun is always behind our back and in front of us, and to be able to produce a lot of energy going forward. So my task today is very simple. It's to introduce Jinko Solar to those that might not be familiar with Jinko Solar. So I'll quickly give facts about Jinko Solar, and then move on to just introduce the Jinko Solar product portfolio. So with Jinko Solar, Jinko Solar was formed in 2006. We are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and cumulatively we've delivered 70 gigawatts in terms of solar panels globally. And we were the #1 module supplier in terms of shipments from 2016 up until 2019. It's a feat that has never been done before in the industry. Then in terms of our annual module capacity for this year, stands at 32 gigawatts. That's quite massive. And our market share, we do command a 14.3% global market share. And that means for every 10 modules deployed globally, one of them certainly is from Jinko Solar. And we, just to paint a picture more with regards to the market share rankings in the top 10 global markets in 2020. So Jinko Solar was #1 in the USA market. We're very strong there. We were #1 in Vietnam, in Japan, in Germany, in Australia, in Korea, in India, as well as Netherlands. And we're hoping that will maintain the momentum going for 2021. And we'll be able to include other markets in Africa as well. For instance, Botswana, with the help of Apex Solar. So we are gunning for the #1 position here in Botswana. Then our global footprint in terms of how we are structured and where our modules or solar panels, some know them as solar panels, come from. So we do have 12 production facilities across China, in Vietnam, in Malaysia, as well as in the USA. And apart from the production facilities, we do have some subsidiaries as well as sales centers across different continents. So I'm basically based in Cape Town, so I oversee the SADC region. So we've got teams across Africa, in East Africa, as well as West Africa, as well as in North Africa. Then in terms of countries, we've covered more than 160 countries, inclusive of Botswana, and thanks to Apex Solar. Then Jinko Solar traditionally, it is our core business has always been the solar panels with the solar people. So in terms of the PV modules, we do have two mainstream products. Some of the products are even displayed here. We have the Tiger series, as you can see in front of this wall. We've got one of those panels, which is the Tiger series. So with the Tiger series, we're offering it as a monofacial, which means you are able to produce power from the front side of the panel. And it has got two main configurations that we're offering, the 66 cell and the 78 cell. So with the 66 cell, power goes up to 410 watt peak. So for instance, I think the one that's on display here is a 390 watt panel. And the main application for the Tiger series, the 66 cell, we highly recommend it for residential as well as water pumping. Then the 78 cell, the power goes up to 475, and it's mainly for your C&I space. When we talk about C&I space, we refer to your industrial, your commercial industrial, your shopping malls, or probably your schools, your hospitals, depending on the type of roof as well as the space of the roof. And all our modules, the monofacial ones, they come up with a 25-year linear power warranty. And our efficiency is above 21%, so which means you are able to harness more power. Then apart from the Tiger series, we do have the Tiger Pro series. This is a slightly bigger panel, simply because the wafer size is much bigger than the Tiger series. So the wafer size is 182 millimeter wafer, and we've got two main configurations that we are offering under the Tiger Pro series. We've got the 54 cells, It comes with efficiency of about up to 21.3%, and also carries a 15-year product warranty together with a 25-year linear power warranty. And that particular module, again, its application is mainly for your residential as well as the C&I space. Then we have got the 72 cell. That's quite big. And in terms of power, it goes up to the 550. And its main application is mainly on your utility or your ground mount installations. And again, on that 72 configuration, we're offering two options, the monofacial as well as bifacial. So with bifacial, you are able to produce power from the front and the back side of the panel. So with the bifacial, it comes as dual glass, that is back-to-back the glass, and the warranty, it comes with a 30-year linear power warranty. That's for the Tiger Pro bifacial. Then quite recently, we so excited, in fact this week, we had a global launch of our next generation module, which is the Tiger Neo. It's based on the N-type TopCon technology. And again, we've got three configurations that we are offering. We've got the 78 cell bifacial. In power goes up to 620 watt peak. You can see the progression in terms of power, where the industry is going, that the race is to have high power and at the same time also improved efficiency. So the efficiency on the Tiger Neo is above 22, and we're hoping to keep on improving on the efficiency of the Tiger Neo. And again, we've got the 72 cell, monofacial as well as bifacial, and power goes up to 575 watt peak. And its main application again is in the utility, though you can still use it in some certain C&I sort of installations, depending on the project design. Then not forgetting the C&I and the residential. We've got a solution for that from the Tiger Neo. It's a 60 cell monofacial, and power is massive. It goes to 480 watt peak, and with an efficiency of about 22.23%. So what makes Tiger Neo tick, or what's new with Tiger Neo? So the first one is it has got an optimized temperature coefficient of less than 0.30% per degree Celsius. So in simpler terms, it means the module performs much better in water conditions as compared to, say, the traditional modules that are there on the market. Like for instance, in Botswana, yesterday the temperatures were around about 34 degrees. So which means with the Tiger Neo, you are able to harness more power as compared to any other or P-type module. And then the big one is the optimized degradation and the advanced warranty. So with Tiger Neo, we're offering 30-year warranty, power warranty across monofacial as well as bifacial. And the first year degradation is less than 1%, which is far much improved as compared to the P-type. Normally with P-type, the first year degradation ranges between 2 to 2.5%. So with Tiger Neo, it's less than 1%. So which means it's higher energy as well. And that's in terms of the period of the warranty, that's 30 years. So you're able to harness or guaranteed energy for the next 30 years. Then the last one, for those ones that will be doing, say, utility projects, the bifacial lead factor on the Tiger Neo, it has got a higher bifacial lead factor of about 85% as compared to the P-type, which is normally 75%. So again, the advantage of that high bifacial lead factor is the power gain of around 2.3% as compared to the P-type. So enough on the PV side. We have expanded our portfolio to include other solutions. So what we're offering is we're offering the BIPV, which is the Building Integrated Photovoltaics. I'll share more details about it in the next slide. We also have the energy storage solutions, which my colleague, our technical manager, will discuss more about what we are offering in terms of the energy storage solutions. And then we do have also the solar water pumping that we are offering. So we have expanded our offering to the market so that we become a truly energy company, not just a PV manufacturer. So in terms of solar water pumping, so these are the solutions that we're offering. We're offering the surface water pumping solutions. We also have the submersible water pumping solutions. Most of the details we will be able to share through Apex as well as our data sheets. Then we've got the BIPV, that's the Building Integrated Photovoltaics. And in terms of what is it that we are offering, the advantage of this is we are offering a comprehensive power coverage that ranges from 245 watts to 676 watts. And again, it's good for architecture in terms of aesthetics, that we also have got diversified colors, as you can see from the picture display, that we've got different colors that would suit different needs in terms of your architectural designs, as well as optimized transmittance depending on how the building or the architecture of the building. So moving on, I just want to sort of illustrate some of the examples of the BIPV, because it's kind of a new phenomena or a new trend in the industry. So these are different applications in terms of the BIPV curtain wall applications. So on your left, we've got the all-black curtain wall, where you've got a building, and the walls are all made up of BIPV. It's integrated into the building. Then we've got a PV skylight, where again it's integrated as well, and then there's light that comes through the building, and it's quite fancy, and it's the trend, and at the same time you're also producing energy. Or you can have a transparent curtain wall, as illustrated by the bottom picture. So these are pretty much some of the applications that we can illustrate from the BIPV, though we've got different sort of designs. Like I said, it all depends with the architectural sort of requirements of the project. Then lastly, it's our energy storage solutions, known as the Jinko Energy Storage Solutions, or the JES. So we're catering for three categories. We've got the residential segment with sizes from 1 kilowatt up to 50 kilowatt hour. And we do have the C&I segment with sizes from 50 kilowatt hour to 1 megawatt hour. And lastly, we've got the utility segment, or some call it your containerized solutions. So the sizes ranges from above 1 megawatt hour, and you can offer it as a 10-foot container, a 20-foot container, or even a 40-foot container. So that brings me to the end of my presentation in introducing who Jinko is, and I'm hoping that we'll have further engagements during the course of today. And thank you, everyone. Back to you, Elsie.
Thank you very much for that presentation. I actually omitted to tell them, I told them who you are, but I didn't really tell them what you do. She is the head of sales for Southern Africa at Jinko. That's correct, right? Head of sales of Southern Africa. So thank you very much for that presentation. I love those. What are those panels called? The pretty ones? Yeah, the ones with the multicolor. Yeah, for sure. That sounds very exciting because functionality is one thing, but we all want aesthetics. We all want expression. So when you can fuse the two, it only makes sense. Meaning, this is where the future is at. You always want to try and combine convenience with cost effectivity, but it's got to look nice. If you're going to live there and deal with it every day, beautify it if you can. So that is exciting indeed, just showing just how far we can push this solar agenda. And we will continue with our next presentation, which is more of a technical presentation. And that is with Technical Services Manager at Jinko. His name is Titus Koch. Titus, over to you. Round of applause, please. He's another visitor from Verify. Oh, did I leave something out? Oh, you know what? It's supposed to be local government first. Yeah, you're right. Yay, the man's going to kill me. Titus, please sit down nicely. I'll see you just now. Yeah, thanks for that, Umesh. I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah, we actually decided that we were going to split up the two visitors and the two presentations from Jinko. So we're going to bring it back home to Botswana, and we're going to have a presentation from Mr. Meriki. Mr. Meriki is a local government official and a representative, and certainly a customer of Apex and Jinko, and he's going to tell us about the experience. So please, sir, round of applause for Mr. Meriki coming up. And then we'll have the technical presentation from Titus thereafter. Over to you. I'm just going to do the protocols real quick.
Thank you, Mr. MC. Mr. Romero. Let me start by acknowledging the CEO of Apex Solar, Mr. Umesh Dumana, representative from Jinko Solar, Mr. Titus, and Ms. Chidamba. I think I pronounced it properly. Departmental directors who are present here, fellow engineers who are also here, distinguished guests, all protocol is observed. May I convey greetings to everyone present here today. My name is Untitled Meriki. I'm a principal electrical engineer from Department of Local Government Technical Services. For the past 9 years, I've been playing a key position on solar plant design and energy management at large in government and parastatals. The government of Botswana has a goal to provide affordable, reliable, and adequate supply of energy for sustainable development, as well as to improve access to an efficient use of energy sources, and has developed an energy policy. The policy advocates for both on-grid and off-grid renewable energy application. The main objective as a country is to focus on renewable energy to reduce carbon emission to the environment. Botswana has privileged abundance of the sun, as the country experiencing an average of 8 hours of sunshine daily. In 2014, the government of Botswana had a responsibility to ensure learners from all primary schools to have access to ICT services, regardless of the proximity of the school from the national grid. That opened the door for primary schools in remote areas where there has been no national grid to be electrified. Hence, solar energy is key. The government has managed to electrify 43 primary schools since 2015 up to date by installing mini solar plants of minimum of 60 kVA plants across the country. The exercise has proven to be continuous technological improvement over the 3 phases on achieving installation of 43 solar plants. These plants have proven to the nation, especially people who are residing in the areas that benefited from the solar project, that solar energy can be trusted to produce sufficient power supply. In previous projects, only 5 schools have benefited from Jinko polycrystalline solar modules of 335 watt peak, and a total of 750 panels. I want to emphasize that there is a booming demand for solar energy in the country across all sectors, from household, industrial, and agricultural, to name a few, even utility scales. The government, therefore, through its Botswana Bureau of Standards, BOPS, well known as BOPS, has come up with compliance standards for solar equipment to ensure better quality. Procuring entities developed a specification in the tender invitation document observing the minimum standards that have been set by BOPS. I would like to assure that I've been accorded the chance to peruse or familiarize myself with the compliance standard of Jinko solar panel, which complied with the minimum required specification. As I've already said, the technology of photovoltaic is growing at a fast rate. Let me take this opportunity to also congratulate Apex Solar and Jinko on being able to produce the N-type, which it was recently presented as that's a Tekken name. I know it as an N-type, which comes with the 30-year warranty. Our normal panels come with 20, maximum of 25 warranty. As I previously mentioned, that we have 43 solar plants installed nationwide. Technical people listen very attentively because it's a technical research. 60% of the solar farms are DC coupled, while 25% are AC coupled, and 15% are DC plus AC coupled plants. The engineers who are involved in this project have been carrying out a study to compare the efficiency of the various plants. Our research shows that AC plus DC coupled system work efficiently for a school setup, followed by DC coupled system and lastly AC coupled systems. On the energy storage solution, 25% of our solar farms are operating on lead acid batteries. Another 25% of our solar plants are operating on the lead crystal batteries, and the other 50% are utilizing the lithium iron phosphate power banks. Our technical study indicates that lithium iron phosphate has better operation than the OPZ battery family due to advantage of internal BMS and higher depth of discharge. But even if you bring the vanadium versions, we'll go with it as long as it's not too exorbitant for our funds or our budgets. In conclusion, I applaud the dealership partnership between Apex Solar and Jinko. It is imperative to give the two companies advice with our vast experience with the solar equipment. The first piece of advice is to invest on training the technicians and engineers locally on firmware application and pin access for proper installation and ease of maintenance nationally for cognitions and usability. The second is to produce equipment of high quality in order to gain more customer interest. We congratulate the dealership and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Meriki. And as you can tell, I think that's as good an endorsement as we're going to get of the product, the service offering, and the quality therein. Quality is always an important factor because something like solar, where you are thinking long term and you believe that you are investing in a lasting solution, the last thing you want is compromising quality because the problems start creeping in after 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, which defeats the purpose because this is supposed to be a solution that takes you into the future. So the additional 5-year warranty is priceless and it's a game changer in the market. So well done to Apex Solar and Jinko. I think that deserves a round of applause. Just some additional, raising the game. which is ever important. So, Titus, sorry to do this to you again. I mean it this time. Round of applause, please, for a technical presentation from Mr. Titus Koch, joining us from Jinko as well. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So first of all, let me appreciate all of you for joining us today, and also appreciate ourselves for joining you today. And I must say that for myself, I'm very happy. So to introduce myself is my name is Titus Koch, or you can say Coach. Say depends on where you come from, and I'm Kenyan and. Ideally, practically, I'm a professional electrical engineer, so I'm very happy to see my professional colleague speaking before myself. And that is that for Jinko, I work as the technical service manager for the Sub-Saharan Africa region. So Sub-Saharan Africa is actually it's a very wide region. We have 3 regions, like Lady mentioned. That is East Africa, West Africa, and also Southern Africa region. So, as I said, what I'm going to talk about is that I'm going to speak about energy storage solutions from Jinko. And today is the day that we're going to do the official launch of the storage. So, and at the start of this session, that is my colleague Millicent did mention to you about Jinko Solar that we do with one of our PV module manufacturer or a solar panel manufacturer. So, like with the achievements, is that we managed to achieve up to 70 gigawatts of PV modules installed globally. So that is more of what every manufacturer, what every solar module manufacturer is wishing to achieve right now. And as a manufacturer, having achieved that, we came back to the drawing board. Is that now that we've achieved the peak, what can we do more to the market? And that is why we introduced the energy storage solutions to the market. So today, and I'm going to explain to you on what is Jinko energy storage and what solutions, how are they different from what other manufacturers are offering, and what is also going to be beneficial to you as a customer, and also to the government as well. So we're going to discuss all that. And if you do have any questions, I'm actually free that you can have the question answered live, that is during the session. So now is that we're going to have some bit of introduction. Then I'll explain to you. We have 2 sets of storage solutions that we're going to talk about. That is residential energy storage and also commercial and industrial energy storage, the same as utility as well, like Lily mentioned to you. And just for the introduction is that why do we need energy storage? Then what is energy storage? So there's some bit of confusion because for energy storage, in that energy storage we have different types of energy storage. We have hydro, we have thermal, and also we have electrochemical, like the likes of like what engineer mentioned about the LFP batteries, the lithium-ion batteries. We also have the acid batteries and etc. So the reason why we need energy storage is because of factors like the challenges that we have, like the likes of Botswana, the electrification rate. We're also looking at the poor grid. We find that in most parts of, I'm not saying for Botswana, but most parts of Africa, is that we find that we have very unstable grids. We have longer hours of power outage. So that means that we need energy to have some of the systems to be off grid. Or rather, they can be on grid, but at times of electricity outage, then that means that the systems can still be able to, the facilities can still be able to work, like your households. Take, for example, hospitals. For an hospital, there are some hospitals that we cannot afford to have 1 hour of power outage. So that means that we need to store the energy, that is through energy storage. And the other thing is that also is that some of the customers currently is that they find that the cost of buying power from the utility is very expensive. So with the cost of buying power from the utility being very expensive, then there's a desire to have a completely off-grid system. That's why we actually have energy storage. And also, we are not only doing that to the consumers alone, we're also looking at the utility. Some utilities, like the local utility, is that they also want to diversify the generation. That is, instead of, let's say, hydro, thermal, and coal, they also want to beef up the generation as well. And also, they also support in terms of other applications, like we are going to show in the next few slides. So, what are the applications of energy storage? When you see me referring to ESS, I'm actually referring to energy storage solutions. So, for energy storage, there are three main, let me say, classifications of the applications. That is, from the generation side, we're looking to the grid side as well, and also we're looking at the user side, or rather the consumer side, on which our main focus today will be on the consumer side. So, see that for generation side is that, let's say, for generators, you need to push in more renewable energy fraction. So that means that for PV alone, for PV coupled with diesel, that means the maximum we can push is around 60%, depending on the type of controller they're using. But now with energy storage, that means that we can actually even get up to 100%. That is from the generation side. From the grid side, is that there are some ancillary services that are actually required. Like for utility, like they might want to do aspects like voltage regulation or frequency regulation. So that is something that energy storage can actually play a very big role. But now, as I said, is that we're going to focus more on the user side, or rather the consumer side. We're looking into factors that I mentioned. Most of the customers, I'm assuming that you are a customer, you want to go completely off-grid. So that means that energy storage would be a solution for you. The other thing is that you might also want to have power backup. Let's say we have very poor reliable connection. That means that you need to have backup as well. And the other factors is that you might also need to do other factors, like now for C&I facilities, you might want to do aspects like peak shaving as well. So that means that energy storage also can be a very good solution for you. And now to my next slide is that I'm going to focus more on lithium-ion phosphate, or rather lithium-ion technology, or rather chemical-based batteries. So what happens is that why we chose lithium-ion is that we are looking into, of course, we need to factor in the aspect of cost. And if you take globally, is that the cost of storage, the cost of energy storage has been reducing, or rather been on a downward trend for the past few years, actually close to around 96%. If you look into the past 10 years, the cost of storage has reduced by more than 96%. And you can see from this data, this is from IENA, this is where they were doing the estimation that by the year 2030, comparing 2016 to 2030, is that the cost of lithium-ion storage, or rather lithium-ion batteries, will actually reduce by up to 60%. You can see. So that means that it now looks like lithium-ion is being the key technology. If you look into 5 years ago, you'll find that yes, lithium-ion was in the industry, but it was not really adopted because we are also looking into the aspects of maturity. Then what happens now? What happens is lithium-ion the future? Like you mentioned, that if you bring other solutions like flow batteries, you'll be able to accept that. But now what you're looking is that we are looking at the maturity of the technology. That is very key. The acceptability of the technology. Yes, flow batteries maybe it will be a good development in the future. But what we are looking at is that between right now until around 2040, is that lithium-ion is going to be is actually a very mature technology, and also it's very effective in terms of cost. And for lithium-ion, I want us to get this clear: is that for lithium-ion, is that we also have different cell chemistries. Like lithium-ion is the principal technology, but we also have different technologies. Like the case of we have the case for lithium nickel cobalt. We also have NMC. We also have LTO and LFP. These are different cell chemistries. So the reason why which is used for each application, all of them are based on lithium ion. All of them are based on lithium ion. But now for PV, let's say for PV, and or rather we call it stationary storage, which technology do we use? So to achieve that is for us to get to say that, okay, for this, for our stationary storage solutions, we are going to focus on this, is that we are looking into close to 6 factors. One of the factors is the safety. The other factor is the cost. We're also looking at the lifespan. We're also looking at the specific power, the energy density, and also the performance of the whole unit. So that the 6 main powers, those are the 6 main points that we are looking at as a manufacturer. And as well is that for lithium iron phosphate is that we might not achieve the lowest cost. Like I now see that for LTO is that we actually adding the lowest cost from this graph. But why did we not go into that cell chemistry? So you can see that we need to balance all these 6 factors. And now with this balancing, that we actually settled to use lithium iron phosphate. And also you find that for other applications as well, like I've stated in this, like for powertrains, I've actually indicated what we should use, which chemistry they should use, because of they get to see on what is more important of the 6 factors, what is more important. But for stationary storage, what you're looking at is that is an optimum, or rather a balance of the 6 factors. And the thing now is that as a manufacturer, this being Jinko as a manufacturer, is that we're also looking into providing value to our customers and you our customers. And one of the things that we are focusing is that we want to help you to achieve the lowest cost of energy. We want to help you to achieve the lowest cost of energy. One, by not only providing very cheap products, but we are providing that is lower cost, and also quality products as well. Because if we are looking at currently, is that our solutions, we are actually estimating that they will last for more than 15 years. So instead of replacing the batteries, like now for lead-acid batteries, replacing them after 2-3 years, you see that we have a solution that will last you for 15 years. So we're looking into that. We're also looking at the most efficient customer service system. Then for your information is that Jinko is a Chinese module manufacturer and also a Chinese battery storage manufacturer. But you find that with regards to the support is that we have a local support. And this support, we have technical support, we also have sales support, we also have logistics support, finance support, that is all localized based in Africa. And the reason why we're doing that is that we want to have better understanding with the client. The other thing is quality. Quality for Jinko is something that we don't compromise. The same for the modules is that we also don't compromise the quality that is regards to the energy storage solutions. And for all the solutions that we do have is that we have actually done the certification, that is the IC certification, and also all the other certification as well, required to ascertain the quality of the solutions. And again, is that remember also like also you know some of the equipment like the batteries, that we're also getting them from other suppliers, and we don't just go for the cheap suppliers. Is that we actually we signed framework agreements with the top two battery suppliers globally. And this has been mentioned by Millie that we have 3 classes of solutions, that is from residential energy storage solutions, that is from 1 kWh all the way to 50 kWh. Then we have 50 kWh to more than 1 MWh, being classified as C&I and also utility scale. And the one that I'm actually handling right now is this part for residential energy storage solution. So this is the battery cabinet. This is where we're going to have the batteries. I will also give you time, that is after this, during the lunch break, you can actually see the whole equipment, how it looks like. And on that other side as well, we also have the inverter. That is the inverter as well. That is still under our residential energy storage solution. The C&I energy storage solutions are a bit bulky, so that means that we can't really have a sample to show you today. And now I want to start with residential energy storage solutions. Like And the reason why I'm going to explain to you is because also thanks to Apex Solar, they actually having an order that is coming. So probably by end of this month or next month, they're going to be having the solutions available locally. So you don't have to get them from China. So you can get from Apex. And the solution that we offer is that, remember, it's a solution, it's not a product. So that's one thing that we want to communicate the customer. And the aspect that for residential, the reason why it's a solution is because we have the inverter and also we have the batteries. And inside the batteries, we have the battery management system, we have the battery cabinet and all the cabling. So regards to the installation, is that having got the solution from Jinko is that is hardly the only thing that you will require to buy from your end. The only thing that you will require to buy from your end is maybe there is cables for the PV connection, cables for the generator connection, and cables for the load connection. So we try is that we've done all the integration, that is all the integration, the configuration that is in our factory. And you can see is that we have different components. We have one is the smallest module, that is the battery module, that you can see from this case. And we also have the battery cabinets inclusive of the BMS. This is what we are seeing currently. This is what I'm only, this is the battery cabinets. The size of this battery cabinet is that can actually hold up to 9.6 kilowatt hours. So I'll explain to you why 9.6 kilowatt hours. Then also we have the hybrid inverter, as you can see on that part, that is the hybrid inverter. So and it's all Jinko. And the other thing is that also is that this is 9.6 kilowatt hour. So what happens if you want to achieve, let's say, 19.2 kilowatt hour or 14.4 kilowatt hour or 13.4 kilowatt hour? Is that we also have something known as the DC junction box, so that it can be able to parallel the batteries as well. So that's it. You can see the solutions also can also be either single phase or three phase. You can see for single phase we have different classes of inverter from 3 kilowatts, 3.6 kilowatts, 5 kilowatts, and also 8 kilowatts. That is for single phase. That is the output voltage is in the order of 240 volts. And it's the battery that we are using for the single phase is actually low voltage battery, that is 2.4 kilowatt hour, you can see. And the battery is from 7.2 kilowatt hour, 9.6 kilowatt hour, 19.2 kilowatt hour, and the maximum we can have with this is 38.4 kilowatt hour, based on the requirements. That is 38.4 kilowatt hour. And the smallest module is 2.4 kilowatt hour. And we also have three phase. And three phase is that the inverter size is 10 kilowatts. And for three phase, for the batteries, we have two classes of batteries, either low voltage or high voltage battery. For the low voltage battery is that we have 19.2. We're actually using the same batteries. We have 19.2, which can be scaled all the way up to 13.4 kilowatt hours. Then for the high voltage, the battery module is different. The battery module is 2.5 kilowatt hour. So that means that we have that is 12.5 kilowatt hour, 0.5 kilowatt hour, and this can be expanded to 50 kilowatt hour as well. That is the maximum, that is 50 kilowatt hour. So low voltage and high voltage. So depending on the requirement, is that these are the different solutions that we are providing in the residential segment. Then the other thing is, I've talked about the battery module. The battery module for the low voltage is 2.4 kilowatt hour. This is the smallest unit that can be replaced. And one thing that you need to see is that the reason why it's low voltage is because it's 14 volts. For high voltage, that means the battery module is around 102 volts. That is for one battery module. And you can see also what is very important is the number of cycles. The number of cycles is actually 6,000. So just to give you the reason why I mentioned that the batteries can last for 15 years. Usually, one charge and one discharge cycle per day, usually, and assuming, let's say, 365 days in a year. So you do 6,000 divided by 365, you'll actually get something more than 15 years. So that's why we are saying the battery, depending on the application, will last for more than 15 years. And the depth of discharge is that, for the solutions is that we can actually have depth of discharge that is more than 80%, even up to 95%, 19% as well. That is for our solutions. And yeah, the other thing is that when it comes to the reason why I say that it's a solution, it also comes in the monitoring platform that is free. You don't have to pay for. The monitoring platform is free. And lastly is that you can also do, if you're not allowed to feed in the grid, you can also do what we call the export limit, in that you you can actually limit the export to the grid depending on the local utility requirements. So then I mentioned about the total number of batteries is up to 13.4 kilowatt hour. So you can see that we can actually have up to 16 packs, and one pack is 2.4 kilowatt hour. So 2.4 kilowatt hour by 16, that makes it 13.4 kilowatt hours. And the other thing is that I can see the different classes. This is now for the PV, that the solution can either be off-grid or off-grid or on-grid. And also we have the hybrid solution as well. And hybrid in the sense that we can work in off-grid and also or hybrid that is off-grid and also the on-grid mode. So I didn't have to spend so much time in this because we have the varieties to look at. And for the different applications, we can actually use this residential energy storage for different applications. One of the applications is self-consumption. Like you want to get in PV to be used, that is for your household, that is charge batteries as well as used for your loans. So that is one of the applications. The other thing is that you want to do configuration for time of use. That is time of use. Let's say you want to use the battery between 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then again, you want to use the battery between 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And let's say at night again, let's say between 11 p.m. to 12 p.m. as well. So that is also something that you can also still do the configuration. And we are actually giving up to 6 time of use modes that you can actually configure the system. The other thing is that you want to use backup mode as well. So it's still the same battery. It's only a matter of configuration that you can select the configuration to be backup mode. So in this sense, is that the battery will always be fully charged at any given time. And then when there is no power from the utility, you actually use power from the battery. And of course, you can also use also the diesel generator. Like you can see in this case, you can actually, because the inverter provided, like this inverter provides what is known as a dry contact. The dry contact will be able to automatically start the genset at the event of no utility power and also this low battery. So the generator can be able to supply the load and also be able to charge the battery as well. So you can see the Untitled platform for residential. As I said, this is free platform. This free platform, you can see the production at any given time. You can either see either real time or other historical data. So these are actually available. So these are samples from one of the sites that we do from our clients. And yeah, that is now on the residential segment. I know maybe not too much technical, but I'm sorry for that. It's too much technical, but I'm hoping it was really interesting. And for residential, as I said, we have the units here. So maybe on your free time, you can actually have a look at it. So for C&I, for everyone, for the benefit of everyone, C&I is commercial and industrial. And commercial and industrial is that we are looking at, let's say, the likes of the hotel, these hotels. So these are commercial and industrial, commercial building. Look at the malls, that is a commercial building. For industrial, the industries, that is now, that is a commercial application. We're also looking at other aspects like even the schools. So it falls also in the commercial segment as well. So for the commercial and industrial, is that we offering two sets of solutions. One is that we offering our standard solutions, and also we offering customized solutions based on their requirements. And I will explain to you on the different on our product list or rather our solutions list for all the solutions that we offer under commercial and industrial. So why Jinko energy storage solutions is that in the market currently there are different rather suppliers of lithium ion in the market. But why Jinko Solar? Why should you buy from Jinko Solar? Is that, as I said, we are not providing products or lithium ion products, we are providing solutions. And in this sense, in our solutions that we are providing is that we actually have the lithium ion battery. We have the power conversion system. The power conversion system is the inverter, where we have the conversion from DC to AC and also AC to DC. We also have the SCADA system, of course, for the monitoring, and also the auxiliary system. So what we've done is that, as I said, that we're using LFP or lithium iron phosphate battery with very high energy density and also very reliable and also very safe. And the other thing that we're also doing is that what is very important with our solution, I'm going to show you a pictorial view, is that we have very good thermal management system. Yesterday when I came to Botswana, I actually noticed that the temperatures were going high to up to around 7 degrees Celsius. So at 7 degrees Celsius, that's quite high for operation of lithium-ion batteries. You might find in some cases is that your batteries will not be able to last for more than 5 years. Maybe it's not because of the equipment, but because of the operating range. Like lithium ion is actually designed to operate at optimal temperatures, let's say around 25 degrees Celsius. So this is something that is already included in the solution. So you don't have to worry whether you're installing in very high temperature environment, because the environment where it operates is already controlled. As you can see in this case, I've just illustrated. You can see the performance of the batteries. That is at 25 degrees Celsius. We also have 49 and also 55. You can see that at 25 degrees Celsius, you can see the number of cycles can actually last for a very long time. At high temperatures, that means the lifespan of the battery is actually going to reduce. Then this is now an illustration of the different solutions, different components that we do have. We have the temperature control system, we have the battery racks inside the container or the battery cabinet. We have an access control system for the container. We also have that is video monitoring also inside the container, and of course the power conversion system. And also if you want to, as I said, for the SCADA system, is that if you want remote monitoring as well, that is also fitted inside the container as well. For the battery module, is that this is how it's usually structured for CNI energy storage. Is that we have the smallest unit, of which this is the battery cell. The battery cell is 3.2 volts and 90 ampere hours. Then from the battery cell is that we have different battery cells in series and parallel, so that we have the battery module. Then from the battery module, we have the battery pack. Then from the battery pack, we have the battery rack. Then, of course, with the racks now, this is where now we have one stream of battery, which is shared around either 64 kilowatt or 130 kilowatt. Then we can build up from the battery racks, let's say 130 kilowatt, we can build up to any capacity that you want, up to megawatt scale. If you want 100 megawatt, we build up from this 130 kilowatt hour battery rack for the smallest unit. Now, in the case of replacement, for the purpose of warranty, is that the smallest replaceable module at this moment is the battery module. That is the smallest replaceable component, which is 7.68 kilowatt hours. Then, for the solutions that we are providing, you can actually see from your screen, is that we have solutions. We have JKS 64H, so 64K, that means 64 kilowatt hour. Then 30H, that means 30 kilowatts for the inverter. So we have two aspects of storage, that is the kilowatt and the kilowatt hour. So 64 kilowatt hour all the way to 2.2 kilowatt hour. This is from our standard 2.2 megawatt hour, sorry, from our standard solutions. And we also have 30 kilowatts for the inverter, 30 kilowatts for the inverter, all the way to 500 kilowatts, or which you can parallel to 500 kilowatts to achieve 1 megawatt hour, or you can parallel 3 to achieve 1.5 megawatt hour as well. So you can see the product list from this. I don't have to spend so much time on this. What is of essence is that you can actually see on how we are packaging. Is that we have the smallest in cabinets, in smaller cabinets. Then we have medium-sized cabinets. This cabinet is around 4 tons. Then this other cabinet is around 6 tons. Then we have the smaller containers, 10-foot containers. Then we have 40-foot and also 20-foot containers as well, where we have all the battery storage solutions integrated. Then you can see now this is a sectional view. This is a sectional view of the cabinet. You can see how the cabinet looks like, where we have the power conversion system, or rather we call PCS, or in layman's terms, you can say the inverter. The inverter, we can have this. Then we also have the battery racks, as you can see. Like for this, we have one battery racks because they are smaller solution. Then the PCS, rather the small, for the 30 kilowatts, the PCS can either be 30 kilowatts. For the smaller cabinet, the PCS can either be 30 kilowatts or 50 kilowatts. And around 4 to 6 tons, depending on the size. Then you can also see the dimensions. And the other advantage is that for these cabinet solutions, like for the smaller cabinets, you can actually have up to 8 units fitting into one 40-foot container. So that means in terms of logistics, if you have so many projects, this is something that you can also optimize on the logistics as well. Then we have the containers as well. As you can see, this is part of the container. This is just a top view of the container where we have the power conversion system or the inverter. Then we have the base controller. The base controller is what has the SCADA system where you can do local and also remote monitoring. Then we have that is the fire suppression system, that is the fire extinguisher, that is automatic in case of instances of fire. And we also have the thermal management system. You can see this because, as I said, we need to regulate the temperature, and also we have the battery cells as well. So this for the 10 foot is that we actually have the 100 kilowatt power conversion system. So the battery rack is actually the battery's kilowatt hour is actually configured based on their panels. Then we also have solutions in 20 foot container that is either 250 kilowatts, 500 kilowatts, up to even 1 megawatt. And also we have even other solutions like customized solutions like 150 kilowatts. So that is also something that we can still be able to offer to you. And you can see the different components that we do have. So the other thing is that as a solution is that, as I said, it's a solution. So what are we providing in this solution? What we are providing in this solution is that, as I mentioned, is that we are providing the topmost is the batteries, and also we have the power conversion system. We have an inbuilt transformer. The purpose of this transformer is to be able to protect the power conversion system. And the other thing is that we also have an SDS module and the best controller. These all inside the container. Of course, I want to include in this economic diagram the local, or rather the other ancillary equipment like the likes of the lighting inside the container, etc. So so as a customer, once you buy the solution, once you have buy the whole cabinet, once you buy the container, what else you need is that what you need to buy is that you consider to buy 8 and 8 years if you have a decent generator, if you want to switch between decent usage, and also the grid. So this usually forms part of the scope. And and the cabling now, the connection to your loads and also the connection to your building. So at any given time, it's our wish that we buy the solar modules from Jinko, but also we really don't restrict you to buy from Jinko at any given time. But it's our wish that you get everything from Jinko solar. And what is the purpose of the SDS module? Is that the purpose of the SDS module is actually to supplement the functionality of the automatic transfer switch, or rather the ATS. So you can see sometimes that when we're switching from decent usage to grid, that the switching time can be even up to 1 minute, but it's desirable to have the switching time in the order of milliseconds, that is to be very fast. So this is now where the SDS comes in, and the switching time is actually takes even 20 milliseconds. And this is the monitoring platform. As you can see, we have different parameters. You'll be able to see parameters of the voltage, the current, the kilowatt, and also the consumption at any given time, even the temperatures, or rather the temperature operation of the system. So the purpose of the monitoring platform is that when you're doing O&M or rather troubleshooting in case of any fault, you can actually be able to point out exactly in the batteries, or rather in the power conversion system, where is the problem, where is the fault. So that means you get to O&M, you get to reduce on the time in regards to troubleshooting and also repair. And you can see, I've just shown you some very nice pictures from these solutions that we are currently shipping to Nigeria. We just finished production for all these solutions. You can see this the smaller units. We also have the units in 10-foot containers. For this solution, we have the 10-foot containers, and we actually developing them to be for purpose of shipping, because we are shipping 4 units. So we are shipping them as 2 20-foot containers, because we are developing 2 10-foot containers. And regards to after-sales service, is that the standard warranty for all the solutions is 5 years product warranty. But if you want 10 years warranty, it's something that is also extendable. You can extend the warranty to 10 years. And the performance warranty is based on the number of the lifespan, based on the number of cycles. Actually, I can say 6,000 cycles. So depending on the usage or new usage, actually translates to more than 10 years. It's sometimes up to 15 years. Then the support is the app. That is an online support system that is from our HQ, based in Shanghai, and also a local team. We are now trying to establish that is a local desk to be able to be supporting with not only on-air but also installation. And for training is actually free for everyone, not only for Apex, even for the company. So it's free for everyone. You can do online, and also as per request, you can also do on-site training as well. Yeah, just to now, this is not technical, to show you some pictures or some sample solutions. These are live installations that have already been done. You can see this one installation for an hospital in Kenya, installed in